There are a lot of items that you can make with a UV printer. If you want to turn your printer into a business, then you need to make items that sell. So today I am sharing 5 items that you can make and turn a profit. Hey, I'm Sarah, you're watching Creative Ramblings. Today we are talking about items that you can make and sell using a UV printer. Specifically, we are talking about this printer right here. This is the eufyMake E1. I have a number of videos on this printer, how to use it, how to use the software, all the different things you can make. So if you are new to this, thinking about diving into one of these printers, definitely take a look at those other videos in addition to this one. Everything is linked down below. Today's video is focusing on items that you can make and sell and make a profit on, because that is the whole point of a small business, right? We want to sell things and be able to make a profit. So the 5 items that I'm sharing with you today are popular items. They're things that people want. And I'm going to share with you how to put your own unique spin on them so that you can stand out in the marketplace. Customers are going to be drawn to your items. You can sell them at a premium and make a profit. All with a goal to pay off this machine in no time. So a couple things I want you to keep in mind. I am going to share with you the cost of the blank items, kind of give you some idea of where you can get them at the best price without sacrificing quality, because we want to start with good quality blanks. Putting UV ink on a cheap blank doesn't necessarily create a high-end product. So I'm going to share with you where I'm sourcing my items. And then we're also going to talk about the cost of ink to print each one. I'm not taking into account the original cost of the printer, because the goal of making and selling these items is to make enough to pay that off, right? So I'm going to share with you the cost of ink. The number that I am using is roughly 32 cents a milliliter. So there are a lot of different ways you can come up with that number. That takes into account the current pricing of ink for this printer, takes into account a little bit of waste, a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of testing. Your price might be a little bit higher per milliliter, but for the purposes of this video, 32 cents per milliliter of ink. So for each project we do, blank cost plus ink cost, and then we'll try to calculate some profit in there too. So let's dive into 5 products that you can make and sell with the eufyMake E1 UV printer. Product number 1 is a challenge coin. They look just like this. The ones I have are made of brass, so they're nice and heavy and they feel really good in your hands. They come in little plastic protective cases, all kinds of different metallic finishes, and you can buy these in bulk from a lot of different sources. Challenge coins are often used as commemorative pieces. So there is a big event that you want people to have a token for, you may create a challenge coin. If you are in the military or a first responder, a challenge coin might commemorate where you serve or what you have done. Companies use these for work anniversaries. Nonprofit organizations may use them to thank their volunteers as a token of their appreciation. So challenge coins can be used for a lot of different purposes. I buy mine on Amazon in bulk. I get them for about $2.80 a piece. I am sure you could source them elsewhere and get larger quantities, but that is just where I source my brass challenge coins. So roughly $2.80 a piece when you get a large pack. Once you have the coins, you need to design something. So I designed a 5-year work anniversary coin. A company may want to give this to their employees to celebrate 1, 5, 10 years, something they can hang on to. You can work with local businesses to see if they want to do something like this for work anniversaries. Another great place to start is with events in your community. Is there an event coming up that you could create these coins for that people in your community would want to purchase because they really want to remember that event and have a special little token? The design for this I created in Canva and then uploaded into the eufyMake software. Here I was able to add some texture. There's a number of different ways you can add texture in the software. I chose to just do a flat raised design with about 1 millimeter of thickness. Now you could cover this whole coin with a colorful design. I chose to let some of the gold kind of come through that design in the background and then used a silver metallic print or a metallic looking print in the middle. So this particular print took about 14 minutes and used just under 2 milliliters of ink. And I think it turned out fantastic. It's got some beautiful texture to it. So for this challenge coin, if we take into account the cost of ink and the cost of the blank, the total to make this was about $3.43. If you are selling one challenge, you can sell these for around $15 a piece. Now, if I'm making work anniversary coins, I'm probably going to sell these in bulk to a company, so the pricing may be a little bit different. But then again, if I've got my large bed here, I can do quite a few of these coins at a time on that large bed. So there is a good amount of profit margin in creating challenge coins. Product number 2 is a personalized ornament. So I started with these right here. These are wood rounds, specifically birch. They are very, very smooth, have that nice white bark on the outside. And to make these ornaments, I just drilled a hole in them so they have a hole. You can buy wood rounds that already have the hole and they come with the twine, but if you buy them like this, they are a little bit cheaper. You may be able to source these locally if you've got someone that sells wood products. Otherwise, you can go online and buy them there. These nice ones end up being about $1 a piece. Ornaments can be customized in a lot of different ways, and I would definitely recommend customization. So having a design on your website or that you are able to show customers and then adding their information. So if we're making something for our first home, we can put the year on it. We could put the address. We could put the person's name. You could even take a photo of that person's home, bring it into the software, and turn it into an illustration that you can then print. Or you can just print the photo as is with your UV printer, really adding to that customization. There are a million ornaments out there that just feature a house, but if you can customize it for your customer, that's where the profit comes in. So for this particular ornament, so you can print just flat. I used relief on here. So the snow and the trees and the text is all raised up a little bit and it just looks beautiful. So this just says our first home and it has the year on it. Highly encourage you to use a photo of your customer's home. Put their names on here. Put something special. A customer may not buy this for their own first home, but this is a great gift. I would love to give this to somebody who just moved into their first home. What a great and personalized gift. So the cost of this to make this, including the cost of the blank and the ink, is about $2.40 for a highly personalized item that you can sell. For something basic like this, you could sell it for about $10. The more personalization you add, like the customer's home, their names, you can go up to $15 and really make a nice profit on a beautiful wood ornament. Next up, we have a personalized journal, and I've got this beautiful journal up here. And this is a very nice journal. So I chose one with dots on the inside. It has the nice ribbons. There is a pocket to store things in the back, little elastic to go around it. It's a very nice journal. This one was about $7. You can also get laserette journals from MakerFlow. These are gorgeous. They laser very well as well, but you can also UV print on them. So start with a high quality journal because again, we don't want to write in cheap things. If I am going to buy this and give this as a gift, I want this to look really good and feel really good when I'm using it. So we're going to start with a high quality journal. And for this particular one, I created a design in Canva, and that design has some texture to it. So it's supposed to look like kind of a drippy gold paint. And then I brought that into the software and I was able to print directly onto this journal. Now this just has a monogram, but your options here are endless. So we can also add the person's name down on the bottom. We can add the year. We can add the country that maybe a person is going to visit on their travels and create a travel journal for them. Maybe we're going to add the name of the college for a new freshman that's going off to school, and they can take this to write all their thoughts and experiences in. The more you personalize this, the more you can charge for it and the more your customers are going to like it. Now, when you are printing on a journal, It needs to be completely flat. If you can't get this to lay flat on your bed, you're not going to get very good printing. This particular one is really nice and heavy, so I was able to lay it flat on that bed, and the printing turned out great, so I got some really good texture. If you find a journal that's maybe real leather and has a little bit of a wave to it, you can always add a UV DTF sticker. So we can print on that A film, add the B film, and then put a sticker on these. You won't be able to get the texture, but you will get a full color UV printed decal to put onto your journal. So between those two, you have a lot of options here. So this particular one, the ink is about 90 cents. So depending on what kind of journal you have, you're going to get this somewhere between $8 and $10 would be the cost to make this entire thing. And depending on how personalized this is, you can sell this for between $20 and $30. Again, the more unique and the more personalized it is, the more you can charge. Next up, we have these acrylic signs. So this particular sign is just a piece of cut acrylic and a little wood stand. If you are a laser owner, you can absolutely cut your own acrylic and you can make these stands. This is just a little piece of balsa wood here that's holding this up. If not, you can source these in bulk, and I got this for about $2.50 when bought in bulk. These signs are incredibly versatile. This particular one is geared toward a local bar. So it features their monthly cocktail specials, has their logo down in the bottom. You could print it on both sides, you could print it on one side. You can reach out to all kinds of local businesses. This could be for a boutique that maybe has their social channels on it, so customers know where to follow them. It could have a QR code, so a customer could scan it and leave a review. It could list anything that that boutique or store wants their customers to know, and they want it to look professional versus they typed it up on a piece of paper and printed it out. So you can take examples like this, go to your local businesses and see what they need and what you can provide for them. So for this cocktail menu, because it's white, which is very nice, I only needed one layer of white. I did 2 layers of CMYK and then a layer of gloss over the top. And I got just a really nice look and finish on here, some great colors on here too. All in all, this cost about $3 to make. That includes the item and the ink. And I could sell this for $15 to $20 to a business. Maybe if I was making a bunch, I could take it down and give them a bulk price while still making a profit. And if you want to branch out a little bit further and not do local businesses, these go over so well for weddings, and they have a little bit of texture versus just a vinyl sticker on them, so they look a little bit more polished. There is so much you can do with acrylic signs. Product number 5 is a printed canvas, and not just any printed canvas, but one that kind of looks like an oil painting. These are canvas boards, so they are not stretched canvas, they are flat. I like printing on these because again, they're completely flat and nice hard surface. You can print on stretched canvas. I have done it before, it looks great. I just like to reinforce the middle of it so that it's nice and flat. If you buy these in bulk, these are 5 by 7, you're gonna get them for about $1 a piece. And they come in every size, so you could go much bigger than that. The process for making this is really fun, and this is all done in the eufyMake software. So this is just a family photo that I snapped. I uploaded it to the software, and then I used some processes within there to create these brush strokes. This particular print took about 35 minutes to print, used a good amount of ink because we've got a lot of texture on here, but it's only a 0.5 millimeter thick, so it gives you the textured look without really being that thick. So customer could display it like this, they could put it in a frame. There's a lot of options here. The overall cost was about $3.26 to make this, and I could sell this for around $25. You are able to take your customer's photo and make something beautiful for them. So think if that customer brought you a wedding photo or a baby photo or something really, really special, and they wanted to give it as a gift. This is a great way to do that. You can do this through companies like Shutterfly and MPix who will do brushstroke paintings. printings on canvas, and they go for a lot more. But for a 5x7, $25 is very reasonable to charge for something like this. Your customer's going to be so happy with the way this turned out. There is absolutely profit in UV printed items. The 5 that we talked about here today are items that are popular. They're items that customers are looking for. A few tips that you need to keep in mind: make sure that the artwork you are putting on these items is unique and different from what is already out there. You don't want to be making the same thing that the person in the booth next to you is making. A great way to do this is to seek out local businesses and offer to make them items. You're using their logo, you're making a design together, and that is a built-in customer right there. The other way to do it is to offer personalization. So these items here are all personalized in some way, whether with a monogram or a house or a photo or a bar or a challenge coin. They are all personalized for that customer, and that is a guaranteed way to help your items stand out. Stay away from stock images, stay away from AI generated images, and do something unique that your customer will love and will be willing to pay for. Also, start with good blanks. If you go with a cheap blank, your customer is going to know it's a cheap blank because it feels cheap. So go with the nice journal. Look for the cut acrylic in a nice shape with a solid wood base. Look for something good that you can then put your artwork on. It allows you to charge that higher price in the end. All of these products are going to help you make a profit so that you can pay off your UV printer. If you are interested in this E1 UV printer, I have details down in the description and some discount codes for you. There is so much you can do with this in addition to what we talked about here, so definitely take a look at my other videos where I talk about the different attachments, the stickers, the rotary, all kinds of stuff, so you can learn everything that this machine can do. If you have any questions or comments on what we talked about here, please let me know down in the comments. I would love to chat with you. If you like this video, if you found it helpful, give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I'm here every week with new videos helping you move forward in your creative journey. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.